All right, if you're planning a vacation this year and you want to save, who doesn't? You're in luck. Expedia recently released its annual travel hacks report, and it says airfares are actually down in 2025. You just have to know when and how to book your flight. And we've got the perfect person to talk about this on how to save. It's Expedia travel expert Jeanenne Tornatore. And this is really interesting. I want you to walk us through what you found. And of course, for our viewers, the biggest ways they can save as they book their trips.
Yes, well, this report is really interesting. Expedia actually partnered with the Airline Reporting Corporation, and they analyzed billions of data points across the world, including every airline, to determine what these travel hacks were. And you're right, there's some really interesting points here. I think the good news is that travelers are going to find there are great ways to save. So I want to start with some of those insights that are really going to help travelers make some smart booking decisions in 2025. The first one you're seeing here, you want to book your airfare on a Sunday. This Expedia report found that you're going to save 17% booking on a Sunday versus a Friday. Departure date, you want to make on a Thursday. You're going to save 17% departing on a Thursday compared to a Sunday. So just, switch those travel days a little bit and you're going to save a lot. I also found that these are really, really insightful. If you're booking a domestic flight for 2025, Expedia says you want to book that domestic flight 1 to 3 months out. You could save up to 25% by booking during this time frame. And if you're looking at those international flights, I thought this was a little surprising, but you want to look at booking only about 18 days out.
I'm
This will
stunned by
save
that.
you on average 10%. So you don't want to book too far out for those international flights.
Wow, that's an eye-opener. So plan early for the local trips and do it at the last minute for the long ones. I've also heard people say don't book flights during the summer because that's too expensive. Is that proving to be true? And what else do people say that actually doesn't add up?
Yeah, well, there are some interesting myths out there.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones is that summer is actually the most expensive time to travel. When this report actually found that August is one of the cheapest months of the year to travel and to fly. And particularly if you're going international, you could save around 7% traveling internationally during August as compared to March. Another big myth we're seeing is that airfare goes up every year, when in fact, airfare was down year over year in 2024. Let's hope that trend continues into 2025. Premium tickets are always too expensive. This isn't necessarily true. The price gap between premium and economy tickets actually went down 10% compared to 2019. And then every flight is full, which sometimes you do get on those full flights. But if you carefully choose when you're flying, you can avoid some of those full flights. The quietest day on flights is actually Tuesdays, and the quietest month is right now, February.
Yes, okay, because that was something I knew, that Tuesday's a good day to travel also. We've got spring break around the corner, summer after that. My wife and I just booked a trip for my birthday coming up in April. What advice do you have for people trying to book something right now for those times?
Well, now is the time when you want to book for spring and for summer, and particularly looking at those like Vrbo vacation rental homes. We see that February is one of those busy booking months, not just for spring, but for summer. So you want to get on that sooner than later to book those, especially in those high demand areas. Flexibility is key as well. For spring travelers, March 9th through the 23rd is going to be that peak season. So you want to avoid that. Also, you're seeing here, get your real ID. We've been hearing about this for a few years.
Yeah.
You're saying now this year, you want to have that by May 7th. So go to your DMV to get that. And also look at renewing your passport. After this segment, I recommend go and check that expiration date on your passport. There are some big destinations around the world that require you to have a passport that's valid past those 6 months. So if you have a passport that expires within 6 months, there may be some destinations you can't travel to.
Very good advice. Last few seconds, Jeanenne, what destinations should people consider that perhaps they look over each year?
Well, one of the biggest trending destinations we're seeing right now is actually this scenic area in Florida called 30A. It's in the Panhandle. It's full of natural beauty and these charming towns. So this is really growing in popularity. There's over 25,000 vacation rentals in this area. And Vrbo actually says there's still great availability during that spring break timeframe. Other trending destinations, of course, for spring are Orlando, Los Angeles, Mexico, and on the international side, London.
Jeanenne Tornatore, thank you so much. I hope folks share this segment with their friends. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend.